Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Kat and I really like to read. So a few weeks ago I posted a library haul and it did a lot better than I was expecting. So I decided today, since I once again have a huge stack of books that I just grabbed from the library, might as well come in here and do another one. Today, once again, have a lot of sci-fi books. This really seems to be all I've been reading lately, so I hope you guys are as excited as I am. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Would love to have you join the channel. Hopefully he will not be panting this entire time. So if so, please enjoy. Okay, so I have 8 books today, which pretty good amount. I think it will already be up, but I just posted a video of all of the books that I have checked out from the library right now, which is very extensive. And obviously these are just even more books that I don't need, but I love supporting the library, and any chance to get books for free, obviously I will really jump for that. I really use the library to its full potential. So let's dive into these. So first off, I have How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. This is his most recent release, and let's see. So we're following, I believe, 2 children after their parents pass. They go back to their family home to try and sell it, and then they discover that it is in fact haunted. I've really enjoyed most of the books that I've read by him, so I'm expecting that I'm really going to enjoy this one as well. Last week I posted a video where I was reading a bunch of Star Wars books, and since then I've decided that I really love this genre, and I've gotten so many more recommendations as well from people of books that I really need to pick up within the Star Wars universe. So I grabbed 2 today. Both of them are actually by Claudia Gray, who wrote Master and Apprentice, which ended up being my favorite of the books that I read. I didn't really intend it that way. They were just the 2 that I saw on the shelf that really called to me today. So I have Bloodline, and this is just following Leia later on in her life as she's a senator, and I believe it's so it takes place a few years before Star Wars The Force Awakens, and I believe it's as she's starting to, he's not enjoying this video, it's as she's starting to recognize that there's a new threat to the galaxy and kind of recognizing that something has to be done about it. Very excited. And then I have The Fallen Star by Claudia Gray as well, and this is one of the High Republic novels. Oh, I did not realize, but this is in fact a sequel to another book, so I guess I'm gonna have to pick that one up first, and that one is called The Rising Storm. Is that by Claudia Gray as well? I am not sure actually. I believe that that was by her, but yeah, this is in fact a sequel. We're following a threat to the galaxy in the form of these vicious raiders who are attacking. I'm gonna have to look more into this and get out book 1, I believe, first, but good to know at least that there's that. There is The Warehouse by Rob Hart. So this is a sci-fi thriller taking place in like a giant corporate sprawling warehouse that is said to be like one of the last few places in this world that are really like an actual viable workplace, I guess. Yeah, so people, I believe they work and live in these vast sprawling warehouses, and we're following somebody who works there and then starts to discover a few things about the company that are a bit off. I read one book previously by Rob Hart and it was okay. It was The Paradox Hotel, and I listened to that on audio, which I kind of wish I had found this one on audio as well. It was like kind of fun, but very like, I felt like nothing of substance really happened, or nothing that was very interesting. So I'm hoping this one's better. So just a very short novella by Veronica Roth called Arch Conspirator. This is, in this world, there's one city left on Earth and everything else outside of it is just a giant wasteland. So we're following these siblings who are invited to their uncle's mansion and discover that it is essentially just like a gilded cage type of thing. Please Report Your Bug Here by Josh Riedel. This is supposed to be a very funny new sci-fi release where there's a recently single man who joins this dating app that's supposed to genetically match you to your soulmate. And when he logs in to check his profile, like something goes wrong and he's like momentarily transferred from his office to like just some grass field and then immediately transferred back to his office. And when he tries to explain what happens to him, nobody believes him. So he goes on this kind of adventure to try and like prove what happens and figure out exactly what went on. Not really sure. I haven't heard anything at all about that one, but it was a new release that I recently saw came out, so figured why not. And now we're just down to romance books, so we're getting to the end of this. End of story by Kylie Scott. This is a woman who inherits a home from her deceased aunt, and when she goes to start renovations, it is her ex's best friend who is the contractor who is helping out with all of the work, and then I believe it is a romance from them. And the very last book is Sorry Bro. This is an Armenian woman who gets proposed to in like the least romantic way that she could have imagined, and afterwards her mother essentially convinces her to join this series of month-long events specifically oriented towards Armenian people to meet people within their culture. But instead of falling for one of the men, she quickly starts to realize she has feelings for one of the women who is involved in the organization of these events. Yeah, it sounds pretty cute. Sorry, I'm kind of terrible at describing books that I don't really know much about because I personally like to go into books not knowing a significant amount. So sorry if these were a little lacking. I might not be the best person to go through for this kind of thing. But there you have it. Those are the 8 books that I picked up from the library today. Let me know if there's any of these that you're really curious about or that you think I should pick up first. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next one.